Hey everybody, NeoSolid22 back again with another pickup video. I am just off a couple days ago, a meetup of the St. Louis Retro Gamers at my house. Hopefully Crosstrop will have some footage of the meetup. I know he was shooting footage here, so he may have a video up at some point of the meetup. Maybe some of the stuff, maybe some of my game room or something. I don't know. I don't remember what he shot or anything like that. But nonetheless, I've got some new pickups, a lot from the meetup, some from other places obviously. So we'll start with other places right now. First off, I picked up from GameStop Dragon's Crown on PS Vita. I've been wanting this one for a long time because I actually want to play this one, so I was really excited about that. Decent price, 17 bucks. You know, I've never seen it anywhere else basically, so just picked it up. I went and picked up a copy of Dark Souls 2 for 9 bucks. I haven't really played the Souls games. I tried to play Demon Souls, but I'm very, very bad at these games. But maybe Dark Souls can get me. And I don't have 3 yet, but what would be the point? I haven't played the first 2. Anyway. Then a couple weeks ago at the flea market, I picked up Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I got that for 10 bucks at the flea market. And it is complete, which is awesome. I'm not a big Smash Brothers fan, but I figure I have most of the games, so I might as well get that one. Then we'll move on to the meetup stuff real quick. First, I got a black box tennis. This is just a box, but as you can tell, it's in such immaculate shape. It's in such good shape. It's got a hang tag through the top of the box, which is kind of interesting. But nonetheless, I traded in for this. It's just really, really good shape. A little bit of corner damage, but that's about it. Then I got a kind of Kirby's Avalanche box. It's in rough condition. It was a former rental. It's like curved here. The manual's in here, no inserts. I do believe I have the game somewhere, possibly. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Nonetheless, I got that for free from Bob. Buddy Bob, who was at the meetup. So that's pretty cool. Then I got a couple of big box games off my buddy Kurt Bowers. I got Dune 2000, which is a great game. This one's actually sealed and brand new. I think I have this loose on disc, like disc and jewel case. I remember buying it years ago with Blade Runner, which I wish I freaking had Blade Runner because that's an awesome game. But I got that, and I got Star Wars X-Wing Alliance big box, and this one's sealed as well. Not the outer box, but the jewel case is sealed. And he gave me a really good deal. Like I believe I paid 15 bucks for both of those, so I appreciate that, Kurt. Next, from Martin, my buddy Martin, I traded him some stuff for How to Win at Nintendo Games too. So now I can, I can win at Nintendo games now. It's awesome. I'm gonna win. And Loaded, the big box of Loaded. This was one of the first PlayStation 1 games I got many years ago when I got a PlayStation 1. It's complete, just missing the phone. It's got the manual though, so that's pretty excellent. I love that big box. It's a pretty darn fun game. So really happy to get that. Then I traded for Halo the Master Chief Collection from my buddy Chris, Flea Market Chris. So I got that. Of course, the disc and junk that's in there. Then I got some NES games, so it brings my total of NES games to, I got 4 of them, so it brings my total to 610. First off, I traded a TurboGrafx 16 multi-tap, because I already had one. I just ended up with a second one, for Journey to Silius, one I've been looking for a long time. There's actually a price tag on it, but Anthony Martinez, 8-Bit Goomba on YouTube, who needs to make a new video sometime soon. Traded him for that, so got this. Excellent. Very happy to get that. Very good deal. Then from buddy Abel from the St. Louis Retro Gamers group, I got Mutant Virus for NES. Never played it. It's kind of a really hard to find game. Then I traded him a couple of games for Dudes with Attitude, which is not a very hard to find game, but this is like one of them in the best shape I've ever seen. These labels are notoriously terrible on American video entertainment games, so it was really nice to get a good label on one. And then the big one I got off of him, and I traded him some N64 games for this, some good N64 games, is Ninja Gaiden 3 the Ancient Ship of Doom. This is like super hard to find, super expensive in my opinion. So very happy to add that to the collection. Knocked a rather bigger one off my list with this one. Alright, and before the meetup that morning, I had driven around to some yard sales, and I went to one yard sale and they had something. It was priced good, but higher than I wanted to pay for it. So I left, and then after my son's baseball game, Cade's baseball game, my wife was like, why don't you go back by there, and if they still have it, you can make them a better offer. So I was like, okay, so, what should I offer him? It was priced at $100. And she was like, well, maybe you should offer him like $75. So I walked up and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know, $75, And the lady looks at me and she sees me looking at it. She goes, or best offer. And it says $100 on it. So I'm like, will you take $60? And she said, absolutely. And I was like, awesome. So for $60, I got a PlayStation Vita, complete in box. It's not in the box. I don't have it. I've been playing it, messing around with it. I actually had 3 games. I got Lord of the Rings, Lego Lord of the Rings, FIFA Soccer, and it came with a Madden game, which my buddy Martin wanted, so I traded it to him. It was actually a pricey game, actually. Madden 13, kind of hard to find apparently on the Vita. So but this was awesome. Finally got a Vita. I have a PlayStation TV, so I was able to play some Vita games that I picked up, but it was just $60. It's too good a deal to pass up for a Vita, complete with 3 games. And so now I have about 6 Vita games total, and I can actually play them on the Vita, which is exciting. Alright, so that's it for game pickups. I'm going to move over to the vinyl corner. So here's the vinyl corner. Alright, so I was at the flea market a couple weeks back, and I ran across a booth that had just a ton of vinyl. And I was flipping through it, and I heard he didn't have prices on it, and I heard somebody buying some, and he was like, "Oh, this bin's like $5 to $7 a piece, and most of the rest of them are $2 a piece." So I went through the $5 to $7 bin and pulled out a couple albums. I don't even remember which ones it is at this point, which I got out of there. And then I went through the $2 bins and pulled out some as well. And most of these, they're in okay condition. There's a few skips in a couple of them, but most of the stuff is pretty good actually. The cover art's a little faded and stuff, just like they've been stored for a long time. But nonetheless, I picked out, I believe, 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 albums that I wanted. And I went up to him and he's like, "Oh, how many did you get out of the $5?" I was like, "I think I got this one and this one out of there." He's like, "You know what? Don't worry about it. Let's do $2 a piece. $14." So I paid $2 a piece for all of these. I got Simon and Garfunkel, Sounds of Silence, which is, Sounds of Silence is a great song. Then I got probably one of the most famous album covers, Simon and Garfunkel, Bookends. Really, really cool one in my opinion. The J. Geils Band, Freeze Frame. Of course, this is the album that Centerfold is on, which is a freaking great song. Then I got Toto 4, and this is really just for Africa, which I love that song. Toto's actually a pretty good band, so this is a pretty good one. This one's in great shape. It plays very well. This one's kind of an embarrassing one, but I picked it up anyway. Night Ranger, Sister Christian, of course. Unfortunately, that song skips a good bit, so not the greatest thing. Then I got the Stray Cats, Built for Speed. This is Brian Setzer's band, of course, if you've never heard of them. But it's Brian Setzer, Slim Jim Phantom, and Lee Rocker. It's a, I don't even know how to classify their music, I can't recall, but it's pretty good stuff, actually. And Rock This Town, I think, is the, Rock This Town. It's the big song that you might recognize from this one. And then probably the best one I picked up was this one here. Springsteen, Born to Run. Great album. Just a terrific album. So, very happy to pick that up. Rest in peace. Not Springsteen. I think everybody who's a Springsteen fan would know who I'm talking about. Then, at the meetup, my buddy Matt Gurley came over, and he asked me before he came if I liked Springsteen, because he saw I picked up the album the other day, and I'm like, well, who doesn't like Springsteen, to be honest? So he said he had a couple albums, and he brought them over. First, he brought me The River, which is a double album. A pretty good album. Not a ton of his famous songs on here, but some pretty good stuff on here altogether. And then, which is really, really cool, he brought me a 5 LP set of Springsteen Live, 1975 to 1985. And this one has some good stuff on it. I mean, just ridiculously good stuff. Born in the USA, of course, is on here. The River is on here. Let's see. Born to Run is, of course, on here. I'm looking for some of the bigger songs that you would recognize. Anyway, Thunder Road's on here as well. Just really good stuff on here. So, really happy to have it. It's not in the greatest condition. It's kind of falling apart, but it's got a cool little booklet in here with it. It's got some tour photos and things like that, song lyrics. And then, of course, the 5 LPs in here. Well, that's it for the Vinyl Corner. Thanks for watching. I hope to have another movie review out soon. It didn't get a lot of views on my last review, but I enjoy doing them, so I'll probably put out other ones. If you don't want to watch them, that's cool. If you like only my video game content, that's cool. I like to do what I like to do. If you enjoy watching the movie reviews, let me know. Otherwise, this is actually where I should say that I'm doing I got more than 100 videos on the channel giveaway now. So if you've watched this video to the end, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I got some games together that I'm going to give away. Nothing special, but some decent stuff. Some Atari, N64, maybe a PlayStation 2 game or something in there, but some decent stuff. So if you watch this video, you need to like this video. You need to comment on this video, of course. And then give me a subscription. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to be a subscriber of the channel. I'm fine with new people to the channel winning this, but please don't go away after you win. Stay with us. I do these random giveaways sometimes. And one other way that you can get an extra entry, so you can get 2 entries to this, is to share the video on Twitter. So some people have it linked. I know I have my Twitter linked to my Facebook. So if you share it on Twitter, usually it'll tag me on Twitter and let me know you did that. So I'll make note of that when you did it. So you'll get 2 entries as opposed to just 1 for the comment, liking, and subscribing. So do that, and you can win. And of course, Canada, United States, Mexico, but I don't know that I have any Mexico viewers. I don't really want to send across the pond, so let's keep it Canada, United States, Mexico. And enter the contest, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.